So how many types of inheritance are? Types of inheritance. There are actually five different types. Let us see first one. First one is single level inheritance. Sir, what is a single level inheritance? If the inheritance is only for one level, is only for one level, then we can say this is single level inheritance. For example, the above example, this above example, single level. See, one parent, one child, one parent, one child. So that type of inheritance we call it as single level inheritance. Second one, multi-level inheritance. Multi-level. So what is this multi-level, sir? Multi-level. What is this multi-level inheritance, sir? If the inheritance is for more than one level, is more than one level, then we call it as it is multi-level inheritance. Like assume your grandfather, then your father, then you, then your son, like that. How it continues? This type of inheritance we call it as multi-level inheritance. Next, hierarchical. Hierarchical inheritance. What is this hierarchical inheritance? Hierarchical inheritance is nothing but one parent, two children. One parent, two children. So this type of inheritance we call it as hierarchical inheritance. Fourth one, multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. So what is this multiple inheritance? Two children at the same level. Now, what is this multiple inheritance? Multiple inheritance is nothing but if a child has more than one parent. If a child class has more than one parent, then we call the type of inheritance as multiple inheritance. In this multiple inheritance, we have, assume this is my class A, okay, and at the same time I have my class B. Assume this is my class A and this is my class B. Okay, both the classes have same methods. This is also having M1 method. This is also having M1 method. Now both the classes are having M1 method. Class A, of statements for here. Oh, see, now both the classes are having same method with common. Assume I have one child, class C, which extends both class A, comma class B. Now this class C is a child class. So how many parents it is having? It is having two parents, A class and B class. Okay, this child class has common parents. Now the both the class M1 methods, I mean both the class properties are getting inherited to child class or not. Exactly. Now assume I will create object for class C. P of C1 is equal to mu of C. I will create object for C here. See, once if I create object for C, what will happen? Constructor will be called. Okay. Assume this is public. I'll write it in short form. Public static void main str. This is my main. Okay. See, once if I create object for with class I'm creating, for C class I'm creating. Now, is there any constructor in my class? Definitely not. So what your compiler will do? Your compiler will add one default no argument constructor. Yes, exactly. My compiler will add one default no argument constructor like this. Yes, like it will add. And what is the first statement inside my constructor? It is super call statement. Exactly. This your compiler only will add. Even though if you forget to add, your compiler will only add this. Okay, no argument constructor I am calling. So default no argument constructor will be declared by your compiler. Now inside that, what is the first statement? Super call statement. So super call statement. What is the purpose of super call statement? It will call the construct of parent class. Here, how many parents does A class? I mean, how many parents does C class have here? C class is having two parents. Class A, class B. Even though this class A has one same default constructor and class B also having one same default constructor. Now tell me which class constructor will be called here. Whether class A parent, class A's or class B's constructor will be called. Confusion. So this we call it as diamond problem. We call it as what? Diamond problem. Or you can call it as ambiguity problem. So hence, because of this diamond problem or ambiguity problem, this multiple inheritance next, the fifth one we have is hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance. So what is this hybrid? You might know about this word called as hybrid. So hybrid is nothing but it is a combination of two things. Which one? It is a combination of hierarchical hierarchical and multiple inheritance. Okay, so is multiple inheritance only not possible, then how do you think that hybrid inheritance is possible? Even this is also Java for classes. Same thing, same Sorry guys, because of internet connection, I lost them. Ah, until where was I explaining? Where was I explaining? Hybrid. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, fine, fine, fine. Okay, listen here. Say, hybrid inheritance is nothing but it is a combination of hierarchical and multiple. See, this multiple is only not supported by Java. Why? Because of diamond problem. So here this hybrid is combination of hierarchical and multiple. And how do you think that this will also support? This will also not supported in Java for class. Same thing, diamond problem. Because of diamond problem due to multiple inheritance, this hybrid inheritance will also not get supported. Okay. Yes. Now we'll discuss about polymorphism. Polymorphism is nothing but a Greek word. Poly and morphism. Poly means many. Poly means many. Morphism means forms, many forms. An object has an ability to undergo different behavior is nothing but polymorphism. See, assume you people are there. Even people have some different behaviors. Yes. Assume continuously 2 3 days you are going late to your home. First 2 3 days your parents will not ask anything. From third day onwards, your father will screw you up. Then immediately from fourth day, fifth day onwards, your behavior gets changed or not. Yes, that is what the meaning of morphism is. See, even you people also have different no behaviors. According to situation, immediately you change your behavior. Yes, that is nothing but what? Behavior. Even in Java, object will have different behaviors. I told no object will be having states and attributes, or else you can call it as states and behaviors. States and behaviors. So both are same. You can call it as behaviors or properties, anything. Okay. Behaviors and properties are same. What are all the behaviors of of an object? Behaviors of an object are nothing but non-static methods. Non-static methods are behaviors of an object. States means non-static variables. Refers to states. Non-static methods refers to behaviors. Behaviors and properties both are same. Don't get confused. Okay. An object has an ability to undergo different behavior is known as polymorphism. In polymorphism, we have two types of polymorphism. One is compile time polymorphism. Another one is runtime polymorphism. Okay. Compile time polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. So what is this compile time polymorphism? Tell us about that compile time polymorphism. Ah, what is this compile time polymorphism? The association between the method call statement and the method definition. Association between the method call statement and the method definition is known as compile time polymorphism, which occurs during compile time. Which occurs during compile time. Okay. So the association between the method call statement and the method definition, which occurs during compile time, is known as compile time polymorphism. Which means your compiler will know what type of methods, means what type of situation is going to happen. Okay, this we actually call it as the association between the method call statement and the method definition. We actually call it as binding. We call it as binding. Okay, if the binding occurs during compile time, we call it as compile time polymorphism, and same behavior is executed. If the association between method call statement and method definition occurs during runtime, we call it as it is runtime polymorphism. But whatever the different behavior you observe there, that will not get executed. Some other than that, some different behavior will get executed. Okay, here same behavior during compile time and same behavior will get executed here. But when it comes to runtime, different behavior get executed. So, what are the different types of compile time polymorphisms? Let us see the types. Let us see how can we achieve. How can we achieve that? We can achieve by using method overloading, comma, next, and one constructor overloading, then method shadowing, and variable shadowing. There is actually something called as operator shadowing that will not get supported by the compile time polymer. So interviewer might ask, what is method overloading? Method overloading is nothing but if a class contains more than one method with the same name but different formal arguments. In a class, contains more than one method with same name but different formal arguments. Same name but different formal arguments is nothing but method overloading. So constructor overloading is also same. If a class contains more than one constructor but different formal arguments is known as constructor overloading. So method shadowing we know that, so to achieve method shadowing there are some important rules. One is user relationship should be mandatory. Then after that, parent class and child class method declaration should be same. Then all the methods should be of static. Then we call those methods as method shadowing. We call that type of scenario as method shadowing. In variable shadowing also same. If a parent class and child class contain same variable with the same name but different data. Okay, and the variable should be of static here. Okay, so that we can achieve variable shadow. Now it's about compiled runtime compile time polymorphism CTP. This is runtime polymorphism. the association between method call statement and the method definition which occurs during runtime runtime, but different behavior will get executed. Same thing. Instead of compile time, here it will happen during runtime. And instead of same behavior, different behavior will get executed. If a different behavior will get executed, this we call it as runtime polymorphism. How can we achieve runtime polymorphism, sir? We can achieve runtime polymorphism by using method overriding. Very important, listen here. What is this method overriding? If a parent class and child class have same non-static method, if you don't like the implementation of parent class method, then you can change the implementation in your child class according to your wish. This changing implementation of parent class method in child class is nothing but method overriding. Simple it is. Changing the implementation of parent class method in child class. Changing the implementation of parent class method in child class is nothing but method overriding. There are some rules for this. There are some rules for method overriding. Rule number 1 is a relation. Rules are important. So is a relationship should be a must. Is a relationship is nothing but parent-child relationship, which means inheritance. So that should be must. Second one, parent class and child class method declaration should be same. Third one, all the methods should be static. Yes, these are all some important rules for runtime polymorphism. Okay. Yes. Next, see about finally fourth one, abstraction. Whether are you people following? No. Abstraction. Abstraction. Abstraction means the process of hiding the background details by showing only the necessary features. Hiding the by showing only necessary details. Or else you can tell that hiding the implementation by showing only the declaration also you can do. That is also correct. This is also correct. Hiding the background details by showing only necessary details or necessary features. We call it as abstract class. So we call it as abstract. So what is this abstract actually? Abstract is a keyword. First of all, abstract is a keyword. We can prefix abstract for class, for method. That's it. For a class, and method we can prefix with abstract keyword. First, let us discuss about class. If you prefix any class with abstract keyword, it becomes abstract class. Okay? If a class contains one abstract method, if a class contains 0 or at least, if a class contains 0 or any number of abstract methods, then you can make your class as abstract. You can make your class as abstract. But if your class has at least one or more than one, then it is necessary to make the class as abstract. So assume if your class contains 0, at the time either you can make your class as abstract or else you can leave it. Okay, if a class contains 0, abstract method, 0 abstract method. Then if you want, you can make it as abstract or else you can leave it. But if your class has at least one or more than that, then it is necessary to make your class as abstract. You must and should make, because abstract class should contain either 0 abstract methods or at least one abstract. Then if a class contains at least one, without any thinking, you should make your class as abstract. Sir, if my class doesn't contain any abstract method, then can I make my class as abstract? Yes, you can make. But other, if my class contains one abstract method, then should I need to make or it is optional? You have to make at the time. Okay. Now we'll see about abstract method. Abstract method is a method which has only method declaration but no implementation. The method will contain only declaration but no implementation. Means it is an incomplete method. It's an incomplete method. This type of incomplete method is nothing but abstract method, like this. Assume I have a class called as, listen carefully. By example, you can easily understand. So assume I have a class called as some demo. So this class doesn't have any method. It doesn't contain any abstract method. Okay. Assume there is no methods. At the time, sir, if my class contains nothing, no abstract method. Can I make my class as abstract? Yes, you can make your wish. But if you make your class as abstract, you cannot create object for that. Listen carefully. If you create object for If you make your class as abstract, then you cannot create object for that class. So that is the biggest disadvantage. If you are making your class as abstract, then that's it. You cannot further instantiate. It means you cannot further create an object. If my class demo, my class demo contains one abstract method here, like this. Abstract void some m1 method is there. This is nothing but what? Abstract method. See, this is only method declaration, no implementation, which means it is an abstract, incomplete method. The incomplete method is nothing but abstract method. In this class, you have at least one abstract method, so you don't have other choice. You should make your class as abstract. I don't know, if you make your class as abstract, you cannot further create an object. Now, how can I give implementation for this one method, sir? Create a was as some test which extends demo. Now by using the help of, you know, with the help of this user relationship, which is inheritance, you can create one class and make a child for abstract. Now this class is responsible to give implementation for this abstract method. Now by using method overriding concept, change the implementation. Void m1, give some implementation here, provide some implementation over here. That's it. Provide some implementation over here. That's for abstraction. Now there is something very important. Listen carefully. That is nothing but exception. What is this exception? Exception is an unexpected event or unexpected situation which will occur during runtime. It is an unexpected event which will occur during runtime, which means execution of a program. Runtime means what? At the time of execution, during execution of a program. Let me mention it. During runtime means during execution of a Yes, I'm audible. Where was I teaching? Fine. What is an exception? The exception is nothing but an unexpected event, so which occurs during execution of a program, which means runtime. So assume the program is executing. Suddenly, because of something, the program is that we call it as that particular event or that particular scenario, we call it as exception. Sir, like, what is that actual exception? Assume I have a class, some demo. Assume I have one. Let me show it over here. Listen, assume I have asked some demo. And let to some 20 will be equal to some 5 int c is equal to a divided by b. I will do. Okay, and if I system dot out dot println, if I see what will be the output, what will be the output? 4, exactly 4. See, I'll show you. Compile time successful. Demo. See, am I getting 4 here? Yes, 4. Now listen. I will divide that particular number by 0. So what should be the code? In this case, exception will be raised. But normally, if you divide 20 by 0, it is infinity. But your programming language doesn't know what is infinity. Whenever if you divide any number by 0, you will immediately raise one exception. That exception is nothing but arithmetic exception. Okay. See, this one type of exception, it is nothing but arithmetic exception over here. This is nothing but one sudden unexpected event, which we didn't accept, which we didn't expect. Suddenly it has been happened. Suddenly it has been occurred. So that type of scenario is nothing but what? Exception. I hope it's clear. Compile time it will get no error. So your compile will okay. Compiled bytecode will get generated. Once you start executing, suddenly when it reaches line number here, a divided by b, 20 divided by 0, suddenly an exception will occur here. It is nothing but expected event. Now, sir, how can I handle, sir? So here is how can I handle? You can handle this using try catch block. So whatever the statement which is responsible for generating an exception, here which statement is responsible? Line number 14. So put that line number 14 inside try block, which is the statement which is responsible for occurring an exception. So put that statement inside try block. Now what type of exception it is generating? Arithmetic exception. To catch that arithmetic exception, some reference variable a. Once an exception occurs, what will happen? No, a probable type object will get created. One object will get created. Exception object will get created. Now you want to catch that. So what type of exception object is getting created here? Arithmetic exception. Now you want to catch that exception. To catch that exception, you need one variable. To declare one variable, data type, non-primitive data type. So what is a non-primitive data type? Arithmetic exception. Because all the classes in Java are non-primitive data type. So that's why. And I will print one message over here. I'll print one message over here stating that exception handled. Exception handled. Say, this is how I can handle an exception using try catch block. Compile time successful. See, exception has been handled. That's exception using try catch block like this. Hmm. Yeah. Okay, I'll share you this. So your grooming is done through these things, whatever I have explained since yesterday. Once you go through this, so already your notes is also there. That will be in depth. So go and read, verify that also. Okay. I will share this into your group. So which is your group name? Solera. Oh, this one only, right? I will share it over here. Okay, Solera and Odessa is generic. Okay, okay, fine. So just message me with all the groups. I will just share it in that particular group. I'll share it. I'll share it. Yes, people can leave. You people can leave. I'll just share it. Odessa, HP generic, Solera. Fine. I'll share it. Okay. I'll share it. Don't worry. You people can just leave. I'll share it. I'll share it. No, no, no grooming. Your grooming is done. You can leave.